When Jesus was delivering the Sermon on the Mount, he gave a whole new perspective on riches that included keeping heaven in mind on a daily basis. Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Tuesday. Now, let's face it, we don't really think about heaven that much on a regular basis. Oh, certainly, if we lose a loved one, we'll consider their better condition there and what's going on. But in the actions of our everyday experience, we really don't think much about heaven. And Jesus warned his followers not to think so much about the here and the now that's only temporary and fleeting, but instead to consider the eternal ramifications of heaven for our lives. He says in Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 and 20, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust will corrupt them, where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal." Whenever we think of treasures, earthly things are all we seem to consider. Whether it is the bank account or the retirement fund or that nice home, that fancy vehicle, we have actually invested all of our life savings into those things. But Jesus spoke about how fragile things are in this world, our riches, our treasures here below. Instead, he advised his followers to lay up treasures in heaven. Now, I know that there are swindlers today who have maybe a foreign bank account, but there is no bank account in heaven. So what did Jesus mean by laying up treasures? You know, much of what we do in this world to amass a fortune is so temporary, maybe even unnecessary. Perhaps even wrong. I mean, people seek ill-gotten gain in so many ways today. But Jesus was saying that we should be investing in things that will last for an eternity. Perhaps even strengthening our relationship with God and with His Word. Or certainly telling someone else of the gospel message so that they can be saved and will accompany us on that journey to heaven themselves. Oftentimes, it's doing good for others in a way that we don't expect to be paid back. We're paying it forward to bless them, and thus we're setting aside the treasure in heaven. Jesus did warn us, by the way, that treasures here can be corrupted by moths and rusts and destroyed. What we have accumulated or stockpiled here or even hoarded is really short-lived. Often people lose everything here as some thief steals their life savings as well as their identity. So Jesus said, make preparations for eternity, not only by accepting Him as our Savior and Lord of our life, but also by laying up those treasures ahead in heaven. So let's not think so much on the worldly today, about gathering things here. Let's think about laying up treasures in heaven that will last for all eternity. And we'll be able to enjoy them whenever we get there.